The Chakras Root to Crown Oracle Deck is a tool designed to help people connect to their soul destiny. As humans, we live a birth to death cycle, yet as a soul, our existence is infinite. In each human life, our goal is to learn and connect to our authentic self. We seek guidance when we are repeating patterns and feel blocked from our purpose. This Oracle deck breaks down a human's chakra system and uses that information as a roadmap. Each chakra contains physical, emotional, and spiritual information to navigate a clear path towards authenticity and awakening. By gathering perspective with a reading, you will gain soul-level wisdom. These insights bring depth to your spiritual journey and dissolve the blocks, unveiling your highest potential. Take the next step by selecting your layout and explore a reading today.
Hello everybody, welcome to another live reading. So if you could just real quick, somebody send me a chat, make sure that the volume's working. Last time, for whatever reason, the volume didn't work. I think it was divine getting in the way, but it'd be really helpful. I want to make sure I don't do a whole 20-minute reading here without the audio live. So this is Chakras Root to Crown Oracle Deck. I'm Jenna C. I'm the creator of the deck here. And if you want just a little housekeeping in the beginning, there is an app. It's completely free. It's called Chakra Deck. And in that app, you can access any of these videos if you miss them, but you can also do your own one-card reading. And if you see right there, the little holographic image going, that's the front page, and it'll ask you what kind of reading you want to do in the app. And it is so connected and divinely aligned. It's the only way I read for myself anymore. So we're going to do a reading today, and an Oracle Deck app basically taps into your Akashic record, or the soul level knowing, the soul level wisdom that you hold. And what that means is, as a human, we have a birth to death cycle, and as a soul, we are infinite in all space, all time. And so when we pull information through a deck like this, what it does is it helps us to see clearly the energy that we're pulling through into this present moment, into this specific time, space, reality right now. And the information typically comes through and helps us to see some of the patterns, the lessons, the belief systems, the energy that we're holding on to, good, bad, or indifferent. It doesn't really matter, but it helps us to see more clearly that energy in which we're producing right now from our soul timeline, from our Akashic timeline. So it's not going to tell you to go get married tomorrow, but it will tell you, if you want to get married tomorrow, everything that's kind of happening in your energetic field to help make that a reality. So here we go. What we do is just get present. We're a collective, and so this energy reads for all of us, and the information is going to hit you specifically where it needs to hit you. But the best way to have these messages come through clearly is to just get really present. So taking a deep breath in through the nose and exhaling out through an opened mouth. This helps us get into the heart space. So anytime you need to ground and get present in life, just do this circular breath, inhaling through the nose and exhaling out through an opened mouth. And continue this throughout the practice. Just let that energy move through you. And then also setting an intention. If there is something specific that you're looking to have come through or to have more clarity on today, go ahead and bring that to the forefront of your awareness right now. And if there's nothing really that's sticking out, or if you can't formulate all of these thoughts into a question, just tap into what you've been doing, what you've been feeling recently. Just allow all of that energy to pour into like a bucket within your heart, and open that up to get read for you today. So here we go. We're going to read a root chakra layout, which is 7 cards, and it's going to bring in all of the energy that's pertinent for these 7 levels of awareness. So the first level is your root chakra. Root chakra is what we're growing from right now. And so looking at you in a human state, this is the foundation. This is what the groundwork is. This is the bottom level. This is basically I always use the analogy, if we're potting a plant, this is how the plant grows, right? So this is the soil, and this is what's making up your energy, or the system that we're going to talk about in 7 cards in depth here. And so this card is a shadow, and so it's the shadow side of the crown chakra, which the shadow side of the crown chakra is pulling towards attachment. And so what this means here as it comes into your foundation is anytime we're talking foundation, we're talking about manifesting something, we're talking about bringing something into this 3-dimensional reality. And so when attachment comes in here, which is our chakras spin usually in a nice balanced aligned flow, which kind of creates this reality, and it makes the reality we're living in really easy and fluid to move through. And so anytime chakras present as hypo, which means the spin has pulled back, the energy is pulled back, you've gone less than, you're almost fearful of living or feeling that authentic self. If they go hyper, they're spinning too fast, which means we're usually playing a role, taking on an archetypal pattern, playing to something that we're not, that's not our complete authenticity. And then there's shadow side. When shadow side of a chakra comes up, this means this is a pattern we've repeated so many times in our past, whether it's this lifetime or multiple lifetimes. So shadow side comes up when there's something that's desperately looking to be healed within you. And the shadow side usually comes up to let us know that, let's go, this is the last time, let's stop this pattern, let's become enlightened to what's happening here. And so we're going to get a lot more information on just what this shadow side is telling us about. But right now, if I would say the energy that you're, with that intention that you grounded in the beginning of this reading, what's happening is, I'd say that there's something that you're looking to have become more present in your field. There's something that you're looking to have manifest. There's something you're looking to establish right now, right? And there's some kind of delay, or there's some confusion, or we'll say it doesn't feel aligned for whatever reason, because this is crown chakra, for whatever reason it's not happening for you. And so here with attachment, there is some level layer of this that you are too attached to an outcome to allow it to manifest how it should. So let's move right up the chakra channel and get more clarity on this. So the next card, these cards, these last few readings, these cards are all coming up same. So the next card that we have is tolerance. So this is all about your high self, connecting to that, how you're living life, how you're expressing yourself through life. What this means, number one, sacral chakra is all about our interpersonal connections, our one-on-one relationships. And so here, the message that we're getting, especially into attachment here, is that our highest level wisdom, right? So when we talk human, we talk soul. When we talk human, we talk, again, this one incarnational phase that gets to live this life as, put your name in here, right? So as for me, it's Genesee. This soul existence is Genesee. I also have a high self existence, which is basically knows who I am as Genesee, but also knows who I am through all space, all time that I've lived throughout all of my incarnational cycles. And what high self does is it makes sure that this one-dimensional version of Genesee is living in connection to my highest soul wisdom, to my highest divinity, to my highest purpose in life, right? And that's also connected into this human construct, because as humans, we're all here in this collective together. So when high self comes in, it is like the highest wisdom that could come in at any moment in time and say, hey, listen to this, because this is what's connecting us here to really our purpose work that we're trying to live. And so here the message is that high self is connecting to the way we're actually moving through life right now. And so how we're walking our walk, how we're talking our talk. And the message here is to have tolerance. And so this is with our one-on-one relationship. This is specifically in connection to how we're engaging with these relationships. And so high self is saying, let's connect, let's have tolerance, which is really just a bit of a respect, or this kind of deep level respect and awareness of how we're interacting with the people around us. And so this is just giving us more clarity. So right now, to have tolerance, that must mean that there's something going on in your field with another person that that is connecting to why this is not manifesting for you really clearly right now, because we're going to keep getting more information and go back down this channel. Sometimes the puzzle's really clear in the beginning, but this one seems like we're going to have to layer a lot of information before we get to know exactly what you're attaching to and why it's creating a bit of frustration, I think, in your physical world right now, why you're not able to manifest what you're trying to manifest. And so now, in the sacral chakra, or excuse me, the solar plexus chakra, the third chakra right here in the gut area. So right now we're manifesting a huge transformation. And when we manifest, so we basically right now just pulled the solar plexus card and it landed in the solar plexus chakra. There's 78 cards here, and so this happens very rarely. So you authentically right now at this moment in time expressing yourself today in June, basically what's coming through, and so far we've read the lower chakras, which is our human self. What's coming through is a really big transformation. And so far in this, what we know for you human is you're bringing this energy in right now. You're manifesting this transformation. It's taking tolerance because there's relationships that you're dealing with right now that, although you're connected to your highest wisdom and you're ready to express yourself completely, there are interpersonal one-on-one relationships that you're needing to have just a bit of tolerance towards because they're not completely on board yet with what you're manifesting or with what you're trying to manifest. And this is creating for you, why this isn't manifested yet, for you because of these relationships right now kind of outside judging a bit. And it's not judging as much as it is they just don't understand, because high self, remember, is your purpose in this life. And purpose in life comes in these downloads where we can feel it really emotionally and we feel strongly that we need to do this, but we don't get the full picture. And so although we know it's a part of our purpose and we start wanting to express this part of our soul self here in this human life, a lot of times it takes a lot of trust for us to even do this, because we're so we feel it, but we can't so much express it. We can start to create energy to express it, but it's really hard to tangibly say 1 + 1 = 2 in this equation, because when we're working with high self, a lot of it is unfolding. As we take the next step, the next piece unfolds, and as we take the next step, the next piece unfolds. And so when this happens here in this flow that we're getting right now, there's one-on-one relationships that are really you're trying to be tolerant of them, they're trying to be tolerant of you. So you're manifesting, number one, you're manifesting in yourself a huge transformation. And this transformation is caterpillar to butterfly stuff. So this is, when this card comes up, it's you are changing completely. You're shifting completely from who you were to a new version of yourself. And so this is calling on these relationships to have a bit of respect, slow down. You respect that they might not clearly understand this, and that's okay. And here, the wisdom in the wisdom of the shadow side would be this detached acceptance that in order to manifest this huge transformation that we're trying to manifest, you have to have really detached acceptance. And we're going to go detached acceptance right now over not only the fact that you might think you see all of this picture clearly, but there's so much more behind the scenes. We haven't even gotten into the higher chakras here. So try not to think that everything you're feeling, this awareness of what's manifesting right now, is the totality of what's coming through. Stay really open to all of the avenues, pathways, aspects that can come into you. So stay detached in that, but also knowing that people, this is a huge shift and a huge change, and when that hits our lower chakras, this human existence, it affects a lot of people, because as humans we're connected to so many different collectives. And so as this happens, we really have to stay detached from expecting anybody to react to this in any specific way, because we have to give them their space, their time to understand what we're trying to co-create here on our divine path. So now the heart chakra. The heart chakra is always the gateway between the low self and what's manifesting in human form, and high self and what we're tapped into for this higher energy, higher frequency, more divine purpose type stuff that's coming through. And so here it's another shadow side. There are only 7 shadow side cards in the 78 card deck too. So here, not the concern, but the warning would be, again, attaching to, and this is sacral chakra stuff. So allowing these people, and I'm going to go back to the tolerance card, these people who maybe aren't tolerating you, let's just say it really blatantly, the people who right now aren't tolerating your transformation because it's changing their reality. And so right now in the heart space, we're being warned that we might be creating or recreating patterns that we've lived in the past, that we've allowed people to impose upon us a guilt, right? So when we start to change ourselves so drastically, this can affect the cords that we're connected to with our significant other, our family, our friends, our working relationships, any of these one-on-one relationships. So when we start to pull our cords out of these people and say, hey, this is something I feel. I don't know exactly what it is, but this is what I feel, and I have to do it because it's so, I'm so clear right now on the energy that's coming through. I'm so clear on what I'm trying to manifest for me, and I'm sorry that it's going to affect you, but this is something I have to do for myself. And so in that, people can try to start to use this cord of attachment that they're connected to us with in the human realm, which is always through the the sacral chakra, our one-on-one relationships, and they can start to try and manipulate the situation or guilt you into feeling like, hey, you have to be aware of us and how this is going to affect us, because if anything happens, and they'll start going into these stories that try and guilt you into being less than yourself, or repeating a pattern where you say, okay, I see it your way, I'll listen to you, I respect you, I'll just put my stuff on the back burner. And so if you go into that mode, if you disconnect from this purpose, this feeling, this high self stuff that's coming in for you, if you disconnect from that and allow a one-on-one relationship to guilt you into not moving through your transformation, then you're going to end up repeating this pattern, and you're just going to have to deal with this stronger, harder, more difficult in a few years to come, or whenever this energy circles back around you. So that's the warning of the heart space. So we want the heart space to be the open bridge, the open gateway where high self and low self are running in complete harmony and balance. And so here they're saying, watch out, because you're going to, there's possibility of you repeating a pattern and allowing somebody outside of you to guilt you into not having this full caterpillar to butterfly transformational moment. So the next card is the throat chakra, and here in the throat chakra, this is one of our most powerful manifesting tools, is the throat chakra. And so again, we're manifesting energy here into this vortice center. And this energy is, again, high self is coming in again, and now connecting with your intuition. And so here, this is all about being the observer. And so in this flow so far, what's been happening is we've got a lot of kind of clues that there's the potential of our one-on-one relationships blocking or not allowing us to manifest fully the energy of the channel that's coming through. And so here it's saying, in this tool, in this voice tool that we have, how we can speak our truth and start to manifest a reality that's very clear in our lower self and our human, in this external world. What they're saying is, intuitively, you are so connected. Intuitively, all the thoughts you're bringing through are so connected to your purpose, to what you're supposed to be doing right now at this time, that it's so clear. You're basically the observer. You're a clear observer of all this energy that's coming in. And so to be able to then use that and simply just speak from this higher vibrational field, what you think is very aligned to the highest purpose here. So anything intuitively that's coming through, allow that to come out through your vocal center. And this is going to help you to start to transmute some of these potential shadow blocks, the heart chakra shadow with the one-on-one relationships and being guilted into not manifesting this this new component of your reality. And then also in the root chakra, the basically the high self and the attachment here. Allowing these things, allowing and knowing that your truth is very much so in your mental field right now. Sometimes we think our thoughts are maybe from ego, or they're not the most clear, they're not the most clearly connected to our highest purpose. And what this is affirming for you is, don't worry, everything that's in your mental center right now, all of these constructs, these thoughts that are going on, are very much so being downloaded by your high self. And so it's okay to speak this clearly, and that's going to help some of this channel clear out and manifest more clearly for you. So the perspective, third eye chakra, is all about the perspective over the situation. And third eye chakra, again, is coming up. We've gotten 3 cards that have come up with high self. So it's like, I think, like divine is shaking you right now. Just saying, this is so a part of your path. This is so a part of your purpose. And so the perspective here is that you're having this complete awakening. And this is so connected to the passion that you're feeling inside. This is already settled down into the emotional heart center. You're feeling it so clearly that this is, when we can feel it in our heart center, it gives it tangible physicality. It gives it something that can make it become a part of our objective or outside world. And so basically, because you're so passionate about this right now, and it's so connected to your soul timeline. For me, as humans, again, we have a birth to death cycle. You know, we're born and then we die. And as humans, and so in that cycle, we have all of these hash marks that represent all of the life experiences we're supposed to have. And so when high self comes in, is triggering you so passionately to do something, to manifest something, to have this big transformational moment, you have to know that this is aligned to your soul timeline, that they have been waiting for you to get to this moment of awareness where everything was clearly aligned for you. And you have to trust in this perspective, in this awareness, that you are in this awakening moment where things are just ready to flow into you and to manifest through you. Even though, we'll go back down to tolerance, even though you might not be able to see clearly the entire picture right now, this is really manifesting clearly through you. So don't get in the way. And how we get in the way is in the lower chakras. And for you right now in the lower chakras, there's potential of blocking this through patterns that you've lived out in the past, where you've denied yourself the ability to fully, clearly, confidently allow something to manifest through. Whether it's the lies, you know, as it starts to become more tangible, you allow, you know, the person outside of you to guilt you into not changing that drastically, and then you tell yourself lies or get into kind of some of these attachment modes where you just think that it's better to have this outcome than that outcome, and so you don't let it manifest fully into your root chakra to grow this new existence from. So the last card, interesting, the last card is the Realist card. And this is, again, about, so this is you authentically connecting to this present moment. And so this would be the greatest wisdom here. And what it's saying is that, and this, I think this would be kind of like your divine message, is like, as long as you, in each conscious breath, right? So as long as we're present, we're not holding on to the constructs of our past, and we're not worrying about what the future could be. As long as in this present moment, you are constantly living your authentic self. And to me, authentic self is the clearest version of ourself. It's right now, you, authentic self, you've had so much high self wisdom come through your intuitive centers. Where was the other one? And also through how you're expressing yourself in your reality. You're already starting to create situations in your human reality where this purpose work is flowing through. You're already starting to align yourself by the way you're walking, the way you're talking, the way you're kind of moving through life. You're already starting to align some of this stuff. And so here it's just saying that as long as you're connected to this authentic self, the part of you that trusts in these this divine flow that's moving through you, as long as you can completely trust in that and stay aligned to this authentic quality and be really present with it. And again, let go of past. Anytime you hold on to past history, past experiences, if this person who's the catalyst here, who's trying to guilt you out of this, if this person tries to come in and use things from your past, like, oh, well, that didn't work, or hey, this is how it happened last time, are you really sure you can do it this time? If any of these messages about past concerns come up, you need to just let go and stay in the present moment, because holding on to past will basically it will start to really block this clear channel that you're really open to manifesting right now, this divine work that's coming through. So try very hard to not go into the past and stay away from worrying about how the future is going to unfold for you and just be really present and in your authentic. And so this is heart stuff. So if it comes through your head and then in that moment you can feel into it, bring it into your heart and say, is this really what I want to do? Do I feel this is right? You ask your heart, you get into that feeling mode. And if your heart is in alignment with what's coming through in your mental center, go for it. It's authentic and it's meant to manifest through, and let go of any of these cords that are surrounding you that are trying to basically keep you away from this really big caterpillar to butterfly transformational moment that's happening. So that is the reading today. This is the realist card, our last bit of wisdom. So if you enjoyed the cards, again, the chakra deck, there's so much information, lots of workshops, meditations, classes, all free on the Chakra Deck app. And the app itself is free to download. You can go to the website, chakrasroottocrown.com, and the app's there, or Chakra Deck in the Apple or the Android store, and you can do 1-card readings for yourself, which are really fun, and as long as you're present, it's always very clear. And with light and love, thank you so much. Have a beautiful, blessed day.